Delphine, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm well. I've been trying to join the meeting. I think I was joining earlier, so the link was telling me the host is in another meeting. So I was wondering what other meeting was going on.
Oh, sorry for that.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, I think we'll start. Okay, so good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's meeting for African Women in DeFi. My name is Dolphin Akinyi, and I will be your presiding officer for this meeting. So we have an exciting agenda plan focusing on the vital topic of decentralized identity and reputation. This is a crucial subject that impacts our privacy, security, and credibility within the decentralized finance space. So by the end of this session, we expect to have a deeper understanding of how decentralized identity and reputation can enhance our participation in the DeFi ecosystem. So let me take you through our agenda for today. Our first speaker for today is Lilian Maina, who will be our topic master for today's session. And also after that, we will have additional notes and comments from Dr. Masharia Waruingi, the CEO of Actuate Biomedicine. After Dr. Masharia, we will have question and answer session where I encourage everyone to ask question or comment on the topic. Please remember this platform is a safe space for open discussion and sharing ideas. Then we'll move on to presentation on the Actuate Pre-Boston Summit and sponsorship report by Diana Mondi. And then after that, I'll conclude the meeting. So with that, allow me to welcome our first speaker, Lilian Maina. Lilian, you are welcome.
Thank you, Dolphin. You can confirm if you can hear me.
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, good evening all. So once again, my name is Lilian Maina, and today our focus will be on decentralized identity and reputation. And some of the key areas I will tackle is what is decentralized identity and reputation, why it is important to women, and how women will use it effectively to improve their lives and that of their family. To start with, decentralized identity is a system where individuals control their own digital identities without relying on a central authority. It utilizes blockchain and distributed ledger technology to store and verify identity information. We have components of decentralized identity, and one of the component is self-sovereign identity. The second one is verifiable credential, and the third one is decentralized identifiers. We also have tools for decentralized identity, and one of the tools is blockchain wallets, where it securely stores digital identities and credentials. Another tool is mobile apps, and in this, it is easy to access to manage and share identity information. So decentralized reputation allows individuals to build and maintain their reputation through transparent and tamper-proof records of their activities, achievements, and feedback from others without relying on a central authority. We also have components of decentralized reputation, and one of them is reputation scores. We have peer reviews and blockchain-based verification. So now we look at why decentralized identity and reputation is important. And one of the importance is that it ensures privacy and security. And through this, it ensures personal data is secure and only shared with consent. Another importance is that it ensures control and ownership, and in this, individuals own their identity and reputation data, reducing dependency on third parties. Another importance is that it ensures accessibility, in which it provides a means for those without traditional identity documents to participate in the digital economy. And the last importance is that it ensures trust and transparency. And through this, it builds trust through verifiable and immutable records of identity and reputation. Now we look at why decentralized identity is important to women, and it is important through empowerment. It enables women to control their personal information and reputation, reducing vulnerability to identity theft and fraud. It is also important that it ensures economic participation, and in this, it facilitates access to financial services, online marketplaces, and employment opportunities. It is also important through social inclusion, and it helps women who lack official identification document to access services and opportunity. And the last importance is that it ensures safety and autonomy. And in this, it enhances privacy and safety, particularly important in regions where women face higher risk of data misuse and exploitation. How can women use decentralized identity and reputation effectively? We can use it to access to financial services. So women can use decentralized identity to verify their identity for banking and microfinance services, even if they lack traditional documentation. And an example in this, we see that a woman in a rural area can access loans and saving account using a blockchain-based identity verified by local attestations. They can also use it effectively in employment opportunities. Women can build a verifiable work history and reputation, making it easier to gain employment or freelance work. Now, I'll give an example in this case is that a freelance graphic designer can use decentralized reputation to showcase verified client reviews and project completions. And through this, it leads to attraction of more clients. They can also use them in online marketplaces. Women can sell products and services online using their decentralized reputation to build trust with buyers. In this, I'll give another example is that a craftswoman can sell her handbag goods on global platforms. With her reputation verified by previous buyers, it ensures trust and credibility. So how decentralized identity benefits families? And it benefits families through education. And in this, we can see children can have verifiable education credentials that can be used for further education and employment opportunity. A mother can ensure her children's educational achievements are recorded on a blockchain, accessible for future scholarship applications. It is also benefit families through in healthcare, and families can securely store and share medical records, ensuring better healthcare management. And this, a mother can manage her family's medical history, making it accessible to healthcare providers as needed, ensuring timely and accurate treatment. Also in inheritance and property rights, women can secure and verify ownership of property and inheritance, protecting family assets. A woman can record land ownership on a blockchain, preventing disputes and ensuring her family's property rights are protected. So there are challenges women face when integrating decentralized identity and reputation. And one of the challenges, awareness and understanding. And in this, we see they lack knowledge about decentralized system. Another challenge is technology access. And in this, we see that there is limited access to the necessary technology and internet. We also see another challenge is legal and regulatory barriers. And in this, existing laws may not support decentralized identities. What are the solutions to these challenges? And one of the solutions is education programs. And in this, you can see that we can implement training session and workshop. Another solution is technology initiatives. In this is that we can support programs to provide affordable access to technology. Another solution is advocacy, and in this, work with policymakers to create supportive legal frameworks. As a another thing I'll tackle is that steps guiding implementation of this decentralized identity and reputation. And the first step is getting started. Choose a decentralized identity platform and set up a digital wallet to store credentials. The second step is verifying identity. Gather verifiable credentials from trusted entities, examples in community leaders or NGOs. The third step is building reputation. And in this, you collect and store feedback and reviews from various sources. And the last step is using identity and reputation. You are by applying for jobs, financial services, and other opportunity using your verified credentials. As I conclude my presentation, I would encourage women to start exploring decentralized identity solution. And through advocate, we can advocate for change by supporting initiatives that promote digital identity and empower women. Also, we can share knowledge by helping spreading awareness and understanding of decentralized identity and reputation in the community. Thank you for listening. That's the end of my presentation.
Thank you so much, Lillian, for that wonderful presentation. Yeah, that was a well elaborated presentation. Thank you for taking us through what this centralized identity and reputation and its component and also the tools, and also you have taken us through why it is important to women, how women can use decentralized identity and reputation effectively, and also how it benefits the family, which you have seen through education, healthcare, and also you have taken us through the challenges and also the solution to overcome these challenges. So thank you. That was a well presentation. I hope you all have understood. So if you have any question, you can send it. You can send your question in our chat box. So meanwhile, allow me to welcome our CEO of Actuate Macharia, our CEO of Actuate Biomedicine, Dr. Macharia Warwingi, for his additional points and comments on the topic. Dr. Macharia, you are welcome.
Yes, thank you so much, Dolphin. Can you hear me? Confirm.
Yes.
All right,
yes.
Great. Yeah, thank you so much, Lillian. What amazing presentation. Decentralized identity. First of all, thank you because you have told us what it is, why is it important for women, and how women can make use of it. So that is very good presentation. And I'm very excited about this. Why am I excited? First of all, because decentralized identity is possible today because we have the blockchain. Before the blockchain came along, decentralized identity was not possible. There's one word you said, very important. Let me say 2 words, one phrase. It's called self-sovereignty. In the traditional systems, since way back when, since the days of thousands of years of age, sovereignty has been centralized. To be sovereign is to be a reign of your own kingdom, to be in charge, to be the queen of your own life. Okay, to be the queen, that's a sovereign individual. Now, there's someone in 1990s who wrote a book called The Sovereign Individual, but he was actually, he was prophesying that one day human beings are going to be sovereign in and of themselves, instead of relying on some monarchies. Today, you remember, in the centuries of old, we had kings who were monarchies and the queens, and even emperors like the Emperor of Rome, a very highly centralized system that individuals had no use. I mean, as an individual, you meant nothing because you had to be under Caesar. Even, you're told to give to Caesar what is Caesar's, because Caesar owes everything. He used to collect taxes on people. So people are not sovereign individuals. Even up to this point, we're still not sovereign because we have sovereign nations, but in those nations, there are no sovereign individuals. Because, for example, for you to get an identity, to be known as a human being, to be identified, you have to be issued with a birth certificate by a central authority. Can you believe it? Somebody else. You already know who you are yourself. But then, as people claim you don't know who you are unless you have a birth certificate, saying, show us your birth certificate so we can believe you. And then after that, you have to get an ID card, identity card issued by a central authority. So it's all centralized. And that ID. First of all, the birth certificate will give you access to resources like education. You cannot go to school, you cannot go to whatever. Now you can have nothing if you don't have a birth certificate. Then if you come of age, you're given an ID card, authority issued ID card by a central authority. And so you become human being or a citizen for that particular nation. Identified. So when you're identified, then this central authority, they can do all kinds of things, all sorts of things to mess around with your identity because they're in full control of your identity. The identity is not yours. You belong to someone else, so you're not sovereign individual. And then even to convince other people that you are who you are, you have to give them your identity card issued by someone else. For example, to open a bank account, you need to supply your ID. To get a driving license, anything, even to go to school. Say you go to university, they are going to ask, where's your ID? Even to go to a nightclub, ladies and gentlemen, for those people who like night clubbing, they want to see your ID. Yeah, so everybody wants to see your ID. So your ID is tied to your reputation or your being, your human being, or your being human. So your being human is connected to an ID, an identity. So, but then because this thing is issued by some other authority, an intermediary out there, a centralized authority, they can mess around with it in which way they want. And there's nothing you can do about it. Messing around with it is they can mess around with your reputation. So you're not in control of your reputation when your identity is issued by somebody else. So it's not up to you to say what. For example, as Lilian has told us, that first, if you don't have an ID, you cannot open a bank account. Forget about it. You have no access to money. You are outside money. You are unworthy, and you are not even legal. You're extra legal. So anything you do doesn't matter because you don't have identity. And you see, that's the whole thing. Although you are a live human being, you have a life, but your life has no identity issued by somebody else. And this has been the plight of many women. Millions of women go without identity, but they rely upon someone else, maybe a spouse, to represent them in the identification system. That's why a lot of women are outside money. They cannot gain access to the banking system because the central authorities in many places, the central authorities who issue identity tend to intimidate women. And women, because they're intimidated, they are afraid of going to get an identification papers. So they are reluctant to go and get identification papers because they don't want to be bullied or harassed by these central people. For example, if you can have a local chief who, when you go there to get your ID, he's a bit funny, ridiculing you, and then you don't feel good. It's like trying to denigrate or may lower your self-esteem. So you find in many, many villages, women go throughout life without identification papers. And how do they survive? Is because they can just have subsistence living, growing their own food with growing their own crops, growing potatoes, growing maize, eating them, and they don't have to interact with the system. I was listening to Yoweri Museveni the other day. Yoweri was saying that 70% of people in his country are outside the system. This is the president of a whole nation saying that. And these people are not identified. So what Yoweri has said that we need to bring these people inside the system. Now, you can imagine if 70%, like 60 to 70% of people in Uganda do not have identity, they are not in the system. He's just saying 70% of the people, but how many of them are women? In fact, I would say if 70% of the population is outside, you would say 90% of the women are outside the system. Yeah, and he was saying that the only reason that these people survive is because Uganda is raining every day, so they don't have a need identification to get matoke, to go and get bananas, to go and get cassava, to go and get yams. So I think he was saying that the Lord God has blessed them with a lot of rainfall, and the place is very fertile. They can have potatoes, cocoa yams, they can have yams, they can have matoke, and they do not have need for, to be in the system. Then he said that what we are going to do is organize everybody so that everyone can get into the system. But Yoweri is talking about the old system that is very intimidating to women, that has got so many roadblocks that women don't have access to it because they're already terrified by the system itself. See? Now, decentralized this. So when the system for identification is decentralized, that makes it easier for women. Imagine those women in Uganda who, this is the Ugandan population you're saying, Museveni was saying is out of the system. You will discover something else. All those people have got cell phones. Yeah? How do they get their cell phones without it? I don't know. So people have figured it out. That people, and of course the cell phone, if you can get on the cell phone, even if you say the cell phone is registered to the only one person in the family who has got identity, that cell phone is going to be used by maybe, or even that person can get cell phones for everybody else in the family. Because you can get a cell phone, you can get 5 cell phones registered under your ID, and then it can be used by your sisters and your brothers in the family. Now, the cell phone gives you access to something called decentralized identity, the blockchain. We say that decentralized identity is just your blockchain wallet. Say like Actuate wallet, the Actuate token itself is your identity. First of all, you get a wallet, like from Ethereum net, say like a wallet like what? MetaMask wallet. Getting a wallet address now gives you an identification, as a proxy. So you get an ID, which is on the blockchain. And then and you can now use that to build your reputation. And we said your reputation, you can track your activities. Reputation is the things you do. If you're honest in the things you do, for example, a simple way to understand this identity issue is in the peer-to-peer market. If you're buying crypto from someone, like for example, you want to buy BUSD, or even say BNB coin to pair up with Actuate token. You're going to have to buy it from peer-to-peer market. So the people that are listed in that peer-to-peer market have got a reputation index. You can say this person has done 5,000 transactions and what the customers are saying about that person. So that's called reputation. That reputation comes from your activity with your customers, who are trying to swap or offer up their tokens or on ramp Kenya shillings into the network. For example, if you give this guy's $10,000, is he going to give you equivalent, 10,000 shillings? Is he going to give you equivalent number of Ethereum or USDT? Yeah. So, and how long is he going to do that? So that gives, so his wallet address is the beholder of his identity. You have never met this person, but you can trust him because you can read his read his rating out there, because people can read this person, how he's well, and how many customers go to him. That's what's about. That now women don't have to worry about being given a headache by people. That you have to show your ID in order for you to buy, say, PNB or to buy USDT, but you can just buy that in the peer-to-peer market. And so you become a sovereign individual, that you take back the power. The power is in your hand. It's no longer in a centralized authority. And that system, I don't know, it doesn't even require you to have an ID to go, and if you want to buy, say, USDT from the peer-to-peer market. I'm not sure how it works, but it never used to require an ID, except maybe now the central authorities are requiring KYC, know your customers. But the way the blockchain was made before some people started interfering with it, it is totally decentralized. But now, let's now take it to the broader market, where you have your own crafts. You have your own handiwork, handicrafts, things that you're producing, and you're selling them, and you want to have to create a reputation index for it. Is that using your wallet address, so long as you're fulfilling the orders correctly, then people are able to give you reputation, and that reputation gets minted onto the blockchain, and you don't have to rely on third party saying, oh, this one is like this and that, because that's the way the system is today. That there's some people who out there are discriminating who is going to gain access to the system. If you're a woman, first of all, people in the central finance system don't believe that you can help them make any profit. What I call those kind of people, and that's why one called Nyangao. All those people are children of women. There's none of them who appeared on this earth without having to come through a woman. And then they say that the woman is not profitable. So what is that? So hiyo ni umangaya wapi? But then, because they're the ones in the finance, the banking system, they're able to exclude women from finance. Just like that, shamelessly. Yeah, it's a bunch of manga. So, and they use something called reputation. They say, how many women do we have here in this bank who have never even deposited money in savings, and then they don't spend it the next day? Stuff like that. They say that women are not profitable. So, and that way they're able to create a bad reputation for women so that they can discriminate them. But when you have the decentralized system, there is nobody giving you bad reputation. It's you and the market. In a peer-to-peer market, it's direct. That's why decentralized identity is very important. And of course, this blockchain gives us technologies that even make even more private. That if your wallet address does not say whether you are a woman or a man. Okay, because remember on your ID card it says so and so, born in 1986, female. So people can discriminate you based on your age by looking at your ID. People can discriminate you based on your gender, looking at your ID. People can discriminate you based on your skin color, based on the photo on your ID, and a lot of things. So the ID card issued by a central authority is the root of discrimination. See that? And it is centralized, issued that way so that it has all your features, your profile, to give people opportunity. Those people who want to discriminate, it gives them 100% opportunity for exercising discrimination. But see, now when you have a wallet address like 0x, like you said the other day, last week, the 0x is no respect of person. It doesn't have gender. It does not have race. It does not have ethnicity. It doesn't have a name. It has no age. You cannot tell the person in yellow, black, or white, or whatever color. It has no color. And this means it is no respecter of person. That's the way the sovereign individual should be. Yeah. The sovereign individual should not be relying upon all these physical features in order to succeed in life. Yeah. If in order for you to advance in life, you don't have to be pegged upon your color or your race or your gender. So because you're a woman, then you say that this one is not profitable. Or because you're black, this one is not this. Because you're not yellow, because you're this. You know, a lot of stuff. People create, fallacious arguments so that they can discriminate others. So I think this is the era of the sovereign woman. Okay, of the sovereign woman, and to reinstate the woman in a position of sovereignty, as we say in the African Women in Decentralized Finance, we say that the woman holds the entire sky. We didn't know that. But any person who exercises discrimination against the woman is somebody who is now today in this 21st century, this age, is somebody who wants the sky to fall upon himself. That is because women hold the entire sky. Decentralized identity reinstate the woman back to power. What Lillian called empowerment. Decentralized identity is you could say, what do you call it? The primary tool for empowerment of women. And that is only possible on the blockchain because it gives women back access to the sovereignty which belonged to theirs. And they know it. So, well, back to you, Dolphin. So, the sovereign woman. It's not just the sovereign individual, we're talking about the sovereign woman because decentralized identity has made that possible. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Masharia. And yeah, I agree with you. This is the era for women in sovereignty, and yeah, women hold the entire sky. So thank you so much for your additional points and comments on the topic. Yeah, so moving forward, this is the floor for question and answer. So if you have any question or any comment, you can raise your hand or you can send your question to our chat box. Okay, as we wait for your question, I will welcome Diana Mondi to present the Actuate Pre-Boston Summit and also provide us on what has been going on the sponsorship challenge. So Diana, you are welcome.
Thank you so much, Dolphin. Hi, everyone. Dolphin, can you confirm if I'm audible enough?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, so I'm going to take you through Actuate Pre-Boston Nairobi Summit Challenge. So as you all know, Actuate Pre-Boston Nairobi Summit is going to take place at Kenyatta University from 3rd to 6th December 2024. And the theme is going to be using blockchain, DeFi, and AI to improve wealth and human development. And you guys, the reason why you should attend, get to attend, you'll be able to network, and also you'll be able to learn about the Boston Premier Summit, and also you'll be able to learn about Actuate initiatives, and the categories that are available for the summit is that you can come as an attendee. For you to become an attendee, you can go to our website and click the button for the register so that you can register to come as an attendee. You'll pay a certain fee for you to become an attendee, and also you can come as an exhibitor as well. You'll get a chance to showcase your innovations and connect with a dedicated audience at the leading event on blockchain and DeFi for health and human development. You can also register as a speaker, where you will present a unique opportunity to share your knowledge and insight with the participating audience. Yeah, so you can go to our website, register as a speaker. You can also come as a sponsor, or you can refer someone to become a sponsor for the Pre-Boston Nairobi Summit. Yeah, so there are categories for the sponsor. There's a diamond sponsor, platinum sponsor, gold sponsor, silver sponsor, and a bronze sponsor. So both of them has got different packages and different benefits if you become a sponsor. And lately we've been inviting speakers, and a lot of them have been sending their abstracts. So if you know anyone who qualifies to become a speaker, or you think if you are qualified to become a speaker, you can submit your abstract at our website, Actuate Bio, and go to Nairobi Summit, to the place where they have indicated Nairobi Summit. Then you can register as a speaker, submit your abstract. Yeah, and also the main agenda, which I'll encourage you people to do, is to look for those sponsors. You can bring in a sponsor, and imagine if you bring in a sponsor to the summit, you'll be able to receive the 5% commission fee that the sponsor will get to pay for them to attend the summit. And during that December, I promise we will have a lot and we learn a lot. Yeah, and back to you, Joyce.
Okay, thank you, Diana, for that information. Dr. Macharia, do you have anything to add on that?
Sneezing. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
I was sneezing out loud. Okay.
Oh.
I don't know what's this going on. I think it's just some pollen things. Okay. Well, what I can add about the summit is that all women, first of all, we're going to have a big workshop on women in decentralized finance. And all the women are welcome, right? The summit. You, as a woman, you'll be able to participate in that summit in 4 distinct ways. One, you can come there as a presenter, to present your ideas. Remember, these ideas are yours. And as a sovereign woman, you've just said that you're a sovereign woman, or the queen of the sun, like the head is stabbed, the queen. You want to come and present your ideas, how you think that this decentralized system is going to empower women. These are a lot of ideas. And you're able to do a podium presentation. So we are going to create space for you to present. And let me tell you, do not feel as if you're inadequate. You're up to the game, okay? You can do it, and you have it in you. So this is, I think, what happens is that we have been told we are not good enough by our teachers and our people, mentors in the community, that we are actually afraid of expressing ourselves. Let me tell you, there's nobody who knows the real truth. Everybody in this world is struggling. So don't let anybody tell you that what you're talking about doesn't make sense. Not that what they are thinking about is making sense to them. So don't get discouraged by anybody. Yeah, that is why we were told, salute no man by the way. Do you remember that phrase? You can look for it, you can find it in Matthew 10. Salute no one, by the way. It means that, I think when you're going to do your work, salute no one, by the way. Go there without second thoughts. Just do it. And so this is because you're a sovereign woman in this decentralized world, you want to exercise your sovereignty. And so this summit is going to give you opportunity to express your sovereignty in 4 distinct ways. 1, to do your podium presentation. You're a career woman, you're professional, whatever you're doing, you can present it. So all women are welcome. Second, if you don't want to speak in front of people, you might be saying, I might sweat tea, I might sweat blood because I'm so terrified of people. Well, no, people are not going to do anything to you after you talk to them. They're going to be very impressed. They're going to clap for you and be very happy. But in case you still say, no, I can't do that, you can make a poster, make a beautiful poster. And if you go to our website, you're going to see the description of the poster, how you can make it and now print it. And we are going to display the poster for you, okay? So that your work also gets into the system. That's how you start building your reputation. Already you're building your reputation by coming here and earning Actuate tokens. Number 3, if you've been up to it, you can run a whole workshop based on your profession. You have so much you know that you can teach people. For example, today, Nina has just taught us about decentralized identity and reputation. Lillian can be a very great teacher, and you can run a whole workshop in a conference. In French, they call people like you master of conferences, le maître de conférences. That's the French way of saying that. So, maître de conférence. So you want to be a maître de conférence because you already maîtrise de conférence. And that's a title, by the way, for people who present in conferences in France. It's an academic title. So you get a title called maîtrise de conférence. That means that you can run a workshop. And if you can run a workshop, people are going to be they're likely to give you jobs in the future. That helps you to build your reputation. In English, they call that public speaking, because you can put in your resume, you say public speaking, I've spoken in these conferences. So running a workshop is not just public speaking, it's a master of workshops. Okay, workshop, running a whole workshop. And so we have opportunity for you to run a workshop. You're between now and December to compose all that, so it's not very difficult. You have a lot of time, but don't take too long. You need to write that you want to apply to speak. Then the 4th way is to look for sponsors. And as Diana explained, sponsors are people who have products they want to sell, and they're looking for people who can buy those products. Every manufacturer, every person who owns a company is making products. With a company for making material products like physical products, or they're making non-material products like education products. They want to sell their products. They're looking for market. Now, conferences or summits are places where such people who have products come to meet potential buyers of their products. Such people are called sponsors, and they can pay any amount of money. The amount of money they can pay is unlimited. So I know people who make products already. So don't be shy. Tell them, listen, come to the summit. And when you do that, tell them, first of all, if you're going to say that I'm going to be running a workshop on certain things in your field of knowledge. And now we have to coordinate, so we give you space forces for your workshop. If you want to run a workshop, then you can get that workshop sponsored. And that's let's coordinate so that you can get your workshop sponsored. But let no one tell you that you can't do it. Such a person, if he comes and tells you that you're not up to it, just shake your feet, shake the dust. We have to shake the dust of your feet and just go to the next one. Because you know that you're a sovereign individual, you're a sovereign woman. So this is the era of the sovereign woman. Do not let it go. So take full advantage of this. But bring it to your consciousness, you're a sovereign woman, and you prepare yourself to come and show people you're a sovereign woman. That woman is inside you, by the way. Okay? That sovereign woman has always been there. That sovereign woman is the one who's described the I in you, who is greater than the one who is in the world. So the one in me, or the one in you, is greater than the one who is in the world. So the one in the world is the one who is walking about, using the five senses, evidence of senses, knowing that this person is like this and that, from your eyes, from your ears, from your sense of taste and smell. Those are physical person. But then you have a spiritual person who is in you. That is the one who is sovereign, who has access to that kingdom, who has access to that sovereignty. And that's what you're talking about, the identity of you. That sovereign identity is the one you say you are. I am. That sovereign individual is much, much greater than the one who is in the world. It's far greater. That's what Matthew says. The one in me is far greater than the one in the world. So this summit is a major opportunity to express the one in you, who is far greater than the one in the world. And so there are those four ways of expression that you can express yourself. Now, if you want to present a paper podium presentation, you must submit the registration form right now, because in another 2 weeks it's going to be full and you will not be able to submit after that, because we are looking for only about 64 speakers, and we already have it going on. The people are submitting every day. So you want to make sure that you're in so that you can be counted. For posters, we can have more than 100 posters. So that's a bit, but still that you can submit the abstract for the poster. Okay? Don't worry about how you will pay. Those matters are going, first of all, is you submit the abstract. Let's say, yeah, let grace, let the grace take the rest of it, because you cannot solve all the problem all by yourself, because the one in you is far greater. So first of all, submit your poster, submit your abstracts, and when you submit your abstract, you choose whether you want to present a poster presentation, or you want to do a podium presentation, or you want to do a workshop. Okay. Yes, and then you get in touch with Dolphin and the people in the team so they can guide you well how to do that. And then also, do not be shy about looking for sponsors, because as Diana said, 5% of that money is yours. There's a sovereign woman. The reason we want to do this is because we have to decentralize the whole system. It's all decentralized. So you participate in doing this, you also earn back. Now you're asking, what kind of companies can I go and talk to? Remember, this is about human development. Human development cuts across all businesses. And so when you talk about the Actuate biomedicine, is concerned but about something called One Health. One Health is the health of the individual in relation to the health of the animals and the health of the environment, because we say the health of animals and health of the environment determine the health of the individual. All right. And then, of course, the major determinants of all those is money. Having money in your pocket is going to determine your overall health outcomes. That if you don't have money, even any disease is going to attack you, even the ones that don't attack people. They usually attack birds, so you get bird flu, and it's going to knock you out because you don't have money. So that's the economic health is very, very important. So economic health today, as you have understood, is assured by the blockchain, decentralized finance. So the summit is about decentralized finance on the health of individuals or humans, on the health of animals, and health of the environment, environmental health. So you can make a presentation in any one of those areas. Now, when it comes to human health, So I'm trying to explain to you the sponsors who can come in with you and the things you can talk about. Talk about human health. Let's begin with the food you eat. It's called nutrition. So where does the food come from? It comes from agriculture, farming. So all the companies that are involved in agricultural products, maybe the companies that make fertilizer, companies that are involved in plowing the land, you know, they maybe manufacture tractors and all that. They should come to the summit because they are very, very important. Particularly right now, we're having a huge fertilizer quagmire. In such companies and many, many companies who actually make farm products, they are not well known in society. And what we want to do is to understand how we can use decentralized finance to make such agricultural inputs accessible. Okay, that's something you can do because this kind of stuff they study in JQuat and Egerton University is about agricultural inputs. And then when you have put things in agriculture on the farm to grow your plants for your livestock. You know, livestock also has got a lot of inputs, including veterinary products. And so this means biopharmaceutical manufacturing companies that make veterinary products. You know them already because you live in places with cows and sheep and goats. So it's possible. And of course, you know them. So you tell them, listen, come and talk about your products. And maybe you can even write about that as a poster, how we can use decentralized finance to make those agricultural inputs accessible. So this, after you have produced the food, after you've grown the food in your farm, you have to process that food. So there are companies that are involved in food processing, and there are so many, and they have a lot of money. They buy raw materials of the food from farmers, and then they process them and they package them to be sold in the supermarket to people who live in the city, or they export them. So these are companies that make juices like fruit juice, or even company like Coca-Cola that make Minute Maid and other sugar drinking like Coca-Cola itself, and companies like Bitco who produce Elianta oil, I mean this cooking oil, and companies that, you know, there's lots of companies. I don't need to tell you, you know them. If you don't know any of those companies, go to your closest supermarkets, look at the products there, then look at the company that manufactures them and call them and tell them, listen, we have this summit coming up and we'd like you to come in as a sponsor. See, it is as easy as that. To your nearest supermarket. Maybe you don't even need to go to the supermarket. Enter your own kitchen and you're going to find all the products you use for cooking. Look at them and look who's manufacturing them, and then call those people and tell them, listen, we have the summit coming up. Now, those are companies that are in human health. And then, of course, human health does not stay with food alone. It goes to the hygiene products, things that you use in your household. There are so many, from detergents to soap to shampoos, to all kinds of things that use in the household. These companies are really looking for market, particularly for women. Yeah, women, they have to stay very clean, so they need a lot of cleaning agents, detergents for cleaning the house itself and cleaning their own clothes so they can be shiny and brilliant. So I think they have brilliant soaps. All those guys, they want their things to be known. But now with the decentralized finance, a lot of people out there in the villages don't have access to those nice cleaning agents, including the old cleaning agents, to, you know, look good things like deodorants and perfumes and stuff like that. And then of course, hygiene products for women. So, and these companies, let me tell you, they really want to get in the market. And so that is just consumer products itself. There's food, consumer products, and then you can now go to the technical aspect of it. The pharmaceutical companies, so many of them. For those people who have access to pharmaceutical companies, tell them about the summit, what we're doing, and they can sponsor different workshops. We're going to have workshops that are workshops that are going to be connected to our faucets. means this is the human body. You look at the human body, start with the mental health. So you're gonna have a psychiatry workshop. By the way, the psychiatry workshop is already taken. I was speaking yesterday with Dr. Barre, and she said she's going to be running the psychiatry workshop at the summit. That's going to be a mental health workshop. So the mental health workshop is already full. So if you know companies that make medicines against psychiatric disorders like schizophrenia, depression, mood disorders, all those, talk to them and tell them they're going to be running a psychiatry workshop, and they can come and sponsor there. See, that's already gone. Then we're going to have infectious diseases workshop. So infectious disease means animals and human infections, from parasites, from parasitic infections to bacterial infections to fungal infections. We shall have a workshop about that. And you see, all those medications against infectious diseases, many of them are not accessible to poor people in the villages because they don't have money to buy. So the question is, how we're asking, how can we use decentralized finance to make those medications available to the marginalized people in the society? So infectious diseases. Then you come from there, eye diseases. Then of course that's ophthalmology, and then you got ear, nose, and throat diseases, even cardiovascular diseases. We're gonna have workshops like that. And so look at the entire body. I said eyes, that's ophthalmology workshop. We're going to have a workshop on heart diseases, cardiovascular diseases, that's heart and blood vessels. We're going to have a workshop on the chest diseases. You know, it's like asthma, chronic disease of the chest, and other chronic chest illnesses. And then you're going to have a workshop on digestive diseases. That is your gastrointestinal system. How you digest the food that you eat, including the liver and the pancreas, and also diabetes, blood sugar, and the kidney diseases. We need to have a workshop on that. When people get kidney diseases, what do? How can we use decentralized finance to make it possible to give for people to gain access to treatments for their kidney diseases? And then you're going to have a workshop on the reproductive issues. Reproductive issues is about women issues, but because women reproductive system is different from the men reproductive system, so we have to separate those two so that they can have people who deal with the female reproductive system, who are called gynecologists. So we have gynecology workshop, an obstetrician, and then we shall have a workshop on the male reproductive system, people called urologists. And then urologists, we already have a urologist from Kenyatta Hospital who has indicated that he might be interested, but not submitted his work yet. And then from there, you have orthopedics, bones and muscles. So we need an orthopedic, we're going to have an orthopedic workshop. So I'm telling you all these things so you can know that this thing is broad, and we want to know how we can use decentralized finance in any one of those organ systems to make health accessible to people with diseases in those organs. And so we're looking at the entire human body as such, and there are other diseases that usually affect many organs together. So like the endocrine diseases. And so we are working with the physicians. So we already have started talking to several doctors, and they are willing, very intensively interested in participating and in producing those workshops. So I told you that because you can make, first of all, you can gain your sovereignty out of it. How do you do that? By speaking to people who are like to be sponsors. And that's about the human body. And of course, then we have the veterinary issues also. And most of the veterinary medicines are almost similar to the human medicine, but they are for animals. So, and veterinary medicine is actually more advanced than human medicine because people are not ashamed of doing crazy experiments on animals. So people in animal health know a lot more than people in medical health, human health. Crazy. So there's a lot of knowledge particularly in Africa, about animal health than there is about human health. But we would like those things to come together. So we would like people who are in veterinary, particularly even people who supply veterinary products for animals, to come to the meeting, also to make them accessible. Because animal diseases eventually end up to humans. They end up in humans if they are not treated or caught in time. And such diseases are called zoonosis. So that is why now, if you know people or even companies that deal with such products, don't be shy telling them. Even write a paper about it, make a poster. So if you do all that work, then your participation in the summit is going to be free. It's not free, it's that you'll have put your work ahead of time. That is known as paying it forward. Paying it forward is putting work, which is known as sweat equity, that you have earned equity to the summit as a sovereign woman by doing certain things. Well, I can tell you, if you don't do any of those things, then you have to come out with Kenya shillings out of your pocket and redeem yourself for not paying it forward. So which one do you want? Do you want to redeem yourself ahead of time, or you want to have to redeem yourself after the fact? For me, I would say it's much better to redeem yourself before the fact. Here's the reason. That process of self-redemption, to become a self-sovereign woman, it also empowers you. It gives you a lot of power because you know how to communicate with people who are likely to give you, who are likely to recognize your career as you go on. Or let's say it builds your reputation. That's what it is. Today we are talking about identity, decentralized identity, and reputation. And this is what you're doing by taking advantage of those 4 opportunities. 1, to be a presenter at podium. 2, to present a poster. 3, to run a workshop. And 4, to get sponsors. And that way you build a huge reputation. At the end of that, you'll be a big shot that you are already. So this big shot that you are going to be, it's not that you're going to be, you are already. You're just going to manifest that big shot, or to reveal upon us the big shot that is inside. That's why I say the one in you is far greater than the one who is in the world. So what we are calling you to do is to reveal the one in you who is far greater than the one who is in the world. So that's what I would like to add about that. And I think it's very, very empowering, even for me to do this, because I've found such things. When you say such, people call them challenges. It's not a challenge, it's a revelation. It's a moment of revealing yourself, revelation. Who are you revealing? You're revealing the one in you. And it is not possible to redeem that person with money. Like you say, I'll come and pay 20,000 shillings to attend this meeting. That does not reveal the one in you who is far greater. That's called a shortcut. As you know, there's no shortcut to self-revelation. Yeah, there's no shortcut. So if you want self-revelation, where your reputation for the sovereign woman reign supreme, is you want to do those things, take advantage of that. That's what the summit gives you the opportunity for self-revelation, to reveal the sovereign woman, or the identity of that sovereign woman who is in you. All right, back to you. Now, this is why we call Dolphin the queen of African women in decentralized finance, because Dolphin is not afraid of self-revelation as a sovereign woman. Am I right, Dolphin?
Yeah, you are right.
Yes. Dolphin is never afraid of self-revelation. So join Dolphin in revealing your sovereign woman, because a sovereign woman is already inside you, and the one in you is far greater than the one who is in the world. Thank you. Back to you, Dolphin.
Okay, thank you so much, Daktari, for those remarks. Yeah, and also if you have any question concerning what Daktari have said, feel free to ask before I can conclude the meeting. So if there's no question, I guess I can conclude the meeting. So as I conclude today's meeting, I want to thank each of our speakers for their valuable contribution, and I'll also give a special thank you to Dr. Macharia Waruingi, Actuate Biomedicine CEO, for creating time for us today and for his words of wisdom. So thank you so much, Daktari. And I also want to thank all of you for your active participation and commitment to our mission of empowering women in DeFi. So thank you so much. So next Tuesday we will be tackling the topic of DeFi insurance. So please join us for another insightful session. So let's continue to support one another, innovate, and lead the way in decentralized finance. So have a great evening. So I'll be posting the link for the form filling. Kindly, I will give you, I can see Diana have already posted the link. So I'll give you some few minutes to fill the form. So thank you, everyone. The meeting is adjourned.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, sovereign ladies.
Okay, thank you, Dr.
Have a good one. The sovereign ladies, the sovereign woman. Yeah, she's a queen. Okay, I don't know how to get her here.